Hi everyone, welcome to Chitchat. Today we're talking about guilty pleasures. My name is Nikhil, and I am a theater enthusiast as well as an actor. Today with me, I have my friends. For those of you who are returning to us, we have Kai, who's a filmmaker. We have Danish, who's a writer. We have Nicole, who's a filmmaker and actress. We have Sufyan, who's a voiceover artist. You might have heard him from Calcium when you were young. You were not addicted to it.
Thanks for the plug.
We also have Nicholas, who's a singer-songwriter, and we have Aisha, who is a broadcasting student, graduate actually, and she was also the most well-traveled member on the team. She used to be a cabin crew as well. So today we're talking about guilty pleasures. So I have a little game. All right. I want to know what everyone's guilty pleasures are. But just to avoid judgment, I would like to try out something. Everybody close your eyes. All right.
Okay.
When I count to 3, you guys tell me quickly what your guilty pleasures are. 1.
At once? Oh.
Yeah, at once. And then
God.
you try to figure out, this could be a test of failure or a test of friendship. Haha. 1, 2, 3.
Sleeping.
Chocolate
Delivery.
Wow.
I just hear delivery.
Did that work?
That's the only thing I hear.
I did not get
Right.
anything.
Yeah, that was a failure, guys. It worked better in my head. I don't know how it did. So, what are your guilty pleasures? What do you guys enjoy doing that that you don't feel guilty for, and why do you feel guilty for it?
Chocolates.
Chocolates.
Oh yeah, because obviously, I'm trying to lose some weight, but I love eating chocolates, so for me that's a guilty pleasure also. So yeah.
What were you guys? The rest of you?
Food deliveries.
What's that? Food delivery.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I know. How is
Very
that
mind bending.
how is that like a guilty pleasure? Honestly, why do you feel guilty about it, Sufyan?
I feel guilty because I can cook and it feels like, and there's ingredients. It feels like an unnecessary expense. You pay a lot, especially with the delivery fees nowadays. It adds up. So
And
I
you're
feel bad
using
about
the
it.
voucher?
What voucher? Sometimes they don't have vouchers, ma. Or sometimes the things that I want are not on the voucher list. So yeah, I try to limit to like below 3 ringgit delivery. No, 3 ringgit is like the minimum anyways. But yeah, but still.
What about delivery on ingredients?
No, man, you can just go walk.
That makes no sense.
Do you trust? Do you trust that person to bring you like the stuff that you need? Like, why do they pick out the bad fruits or the bad ingredients?
Yeah, man. Only
You
you,
don't know
can
that.
hit a watermelon properly.
Yeah. I mean, I tried that once, like about 2 years ago, because I wanted to go out to the grocery, but like it was raining. So I think it was Jaya Grocer. They had they first started out this online delivery thing. It was okay. It arrived really late in the evening, but it was okay. But I would never use it again though, because it was kind of pricey back then. I don't know how it is now, but yeah.
Probably better now.
I
Hi,
bet.
Nicholas, Elisha, what's your guilty pleasures? Cole, do you have any?
Sleeping.
Oh, gosh.
If you guys follow me on Instagram, you would know my sleeping schedule is so messed up. I don't know. I just find that I can do a lot more things when I'm not, taking so much time to sleep.
I understand.
But I do like sleeping. Like, I love it. My God. So, yeah.
I couldn't sleep last night at all. I couldn't sleep. I don't know. I was probably too excited for today, and I don't know until I got the call. Like, oh my god, it's 2 minutes to chit chat. Where are you? I'm like, oh my god, yes, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Right.
Yeah, like, have you guys seen that meme where like one guy like asked his friend like, "Why did you skip the exam?" I was studying, so it's something like that.
Oh my god, I have actually skipped an exam because I was studying up until like 5 a.m. and then I just overslept.
Oh my god.
It was the finals too, you know, like
Ooh,
I
what
was
paper?
English,
Oh.
my like proudest subject too. And then yeah, then I but it's okay because I got to put my acting skills to use. I really hope the like the Foundation of Arts dean doesn't watch this, but I you know I went in her office crying and everything like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. She let me take it again the next day, so
Thank goodness.
Ooh.
Oh.
Good actress. Drama queen. Kai, Nicholas, Elisha, what's your guilty pleasures?
I guess for me, it's getting games that I don't play. Because the other day I went to check my Steam library. I have 80% of the games that I haven't played. So it's like I buy because the sales is quite crazy. So I just get it, and then I thought I would play, and I forgot about it.
Oh yeah.
Feel you, man.
But it looks good on the library, you know, like whoa, so many games. But I don't remember a single thing.
You're one of those who buy shoes and just look at them and not wear it.
It's like creating a museum of things. Yeah, but I'm not using my money, so
Doesn't that almost border on addiction?
That's what
not
It's
really.
okay. That's my second question. But before that, I just want to hear what Nicholas and Elisha's guilty pleasures are.
Mine. I can't think of any for some reason, or maybe it's just there has to be something that I enjoy but I feel guilty of. Oh, I would say this is something I do recently is that when I mostly on like Discord with my friends, chit-chatting and everything, and in like 11 p.m. to like 12 a.m., that's where they all started getting hungry, and then I just go grab a bunch of food and then start eating in front of them, and then I just watch them like, oh my god, Nick, can you please not eat in front of us? And then I'm just like, bro, just get some food and eat with me. Why not? You're
So
having fun here.
Your guilty
Yeah, I think that's
pleasure
why I
is
feel-
torturing people. lah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for some reason. That's the top of my head right now. So I'm just, that's something surprising to myself because they'll be like, oh my god, what are you eating? They'll be like, this is some salmon right here. There's some lamb chop. Yeah. I'll just spin it around like this. Yeah. You like this? Yes. Yeah. I should feel guilty, but I feel good doing it. Yeah. Yeah. That's my guilty pleasure for
This
currently.
is second world problems.
Mm.
Second world problems.
god damn.
Elisha?
Oh no. Well, it all started before COVID-19 hits the world. I
We
used
don't
to
need to know a timeline. We don't need to know it. Just have to say it out.
now I can't do it anymore. Before, I used to travel so much that I buy things a lot and I shop till I drop. And the confession here will be the guilty part. I have no space in my wardrobe for most of the dresses, still with labels on, and I couldn't even wear them because of my body size currently. So yeah.
Well, okay, I have a question though for Kai and Elisha, and anyone else, please jump in. And I know guilty pleasures are something that we enjoy, but you know how detrimental can it be? Like, it's not addiction, but it's almost there. It's almost touching, but it's not addiction. You know, so how far is our pleasure detrimental to us? You know, at what point? It's like, you know how you whip cream? Does anybody whip cream? So you know when you get stiff peaks, and if you overbeat your stiff peaks, it splits, and you can't save it anymore. It becomes butter. It's because
The
you
consistency
overworked
is
it.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at what point do you realize that this I'm indulging too much into my guilty pleasure, and it's bad for me. Has any of you guys gone through that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Who's gonna?
Specifically to Kai and Alicia.
I guess at the time of doing it, you won't realize. You just get the pleasure out of it, and guilty comes after you are aware of it. So that's the point where it becomes a guilty pleasure, and that's where pleasure ends, and it starts to hurt in a way. But in the case of my obtaining games, because I don't put in real money into it, I sold items from another game and get it from there. So I don't get poor from doing these activities. But at the same time, it's like knowing the virtual money starts draining because I spend on something that I don't play afterwards. It's in a way, it helps me to be constantly aware that I don't do this in real life, where I just got too far into it becoming a shopaholic in terms of game, then it will be harmful. But yeah, so yeah, I don't think it's addiction per se. It's just that at the time I feel the urge to get it, but then later on I didn't play, so I feel guilty about it. And then in the next sales, 90% discount. Oh, it was higher than 80. So I might pay it. So I just get it first. And then I didn't play it. And the cycle continues until at one point when I have not enough items to sell on that game and my virtual wallet is starting to drain to the point of zero. That's where I realized, oh, it's about time to shop smart.
Right.
So
Confessions of a shopaholic, video game addiction.
Video game addiction that doesn't play video game but just
Hoarding.
Elisha, how would you
totally-
answer?
I can relate to Kai. Yes, the moments you're there doing all that shopping. I know yours is mostly virtual or online, is what you mentioned. But for me, when it's physical, when you walk into the store, departmental store, or the boutiques, that adrenaline rush, and you get so excited, saying that, "Oh my God, so many colors, so beautiful!" So I just grab one whole basket or a shopping bag with the hangers on, just place everything in, and go straight to that fitting room.
Okay,
So,
at least you try it on in the fitting room. You don't go straight to the cashier and be like, you're that confident, and you're like, okay, this is mine. You're not that.
Not confident yet because different countries have different sizes. So sometimes you go to Europe and the sizes are different. XS for them might be really small for us, or perhaps like in Malaysia we use M, and for them it's just S. So this is the problem when you're shopping overseas, especially in America. So when there's Black Friday sales going on, you just don't think about it because Black Friday sales are insane. And I just buy things that I don't need during that time. It's just basically, it excites me. And by the end of the day, end of the month, I realize that, oh no, I have no savings left. And I haven't even put out anything from my shopping bags. Those dresses are still in the box right now. I kid you not. It's not even hanging on the wardrobe. And yeah, as what Nicholas mentioned, I felt it. Some of my shoes are still in the box.
Elisha and Kai are gone places, my fellow audiences. To my
R.I.P.
friends Sufyan, Danish, and Nicole and Nicholas, how do we save them? How do we explain to them that this is bad?
We don't. Bye
I got one
bye.
idea. I have one idea.
Or not love.
I got one idea. All right. For Alicia, I have one idea. I recently saw this TikTok, right? And so basically you start off, you know how we hang our clothes, the hanger. We normally hang it at this direction, right? Right.
Mhm.
So You just hook it on this side, all right? 1 year later, whatever hanger that you steal on this angle, throw it out.
No, but they're gorgeous.
Because you know you're not going to use it. If it's 1 year later and your hanger is still looking at this direction at you, you know you did not touch it.
The only reason I couldn't wear it because I haven't lost weight since last year.
Then what is stopping you?
Food.
Wait,
that's
now
part
I'm
I have.
confused. Which part are you guilty pleasure of? Aha, she's confused.
Oh.
I
She's
never thought that I
confused
have a
herself.
lot to say about this topic, but actually they're all linked.
Is that like the disease or just the symptoms?
Side effects.
I don't know. Maybe I'm
I think it's-
bipolar.
But I can
Yeah,
get Ty's part because I it's not like I do the same, but it's more like I always think in a way where if I buy games, I'm like, first of all, who am I playing it with? If I'm playing it alone, I rather not buy the game. I rather watch someone else play it for me. But if it's online game where I can have fun with my friends, then okay, I'll think of buying a game and then I'll have to see how good it is before chipping in some money, because games can be pretty expensive now. Like one game is like $200. That's a lot of nasi lemak for me, right? So I tend not to simply buy a lot of stuff unless I really, really, really feel like I want it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a
do found a
confession.
way.
But
Oh, yeah. Okay.
like, like, okay, Nicholas just gave me like a link last week to download.
No, you
games.
can't bring that up. You can't bring that up.
He's
That
exposing
just says
you.
you can get that without throwing out money. You can get games without throwing out money.
Yeah. It's an early access game.
You can earn even. Oh, and I found a solution to that, because since I have so many games I haven't played, but I have them, I can stream it for content and earn back the money.
Yeah, that's
So
Do you?
it's a conversion.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
You're giving
Just
back to the
started.
community. Yeah.
Yeah, give me back the community. Yeah. So yeah.
Danish is helping you buy more games.
I'll contact you later.
Sophia and
See, I
Nicole,
was
I want
reading-
to hear from you guys. I really want to hear from you guys. At what point do you think, it's indulging is detrimental?
When my body feels like crap.
I agree.
Agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can just
I don't
feel
know.
it inside you. You're like,
Yeah, you
oh,
can just feel it. If it feels
nah.
bad, then just stop it, man.
yeah.
Stop it.
Do you guys stop it?
Yeah. I mean, I stop it.
I do it more because we have different guilty. What? No, because mine is sleeping, ma. So
So that's
my body feels like
yeah.
crap. Then
okay.
But you need that. Yeah.
Is joy underrated or is it overrated? What do you guys think?
It's
What a
joy.
question.
underrated.
It's what?
Joy.
Joy.
Underrated.
Okay, who says underrated?
Me.
So 2.5, 3. So
Half.
let it die, half. So the rest of you guys think it's overrated?
I
I think it's just rate it.
Yeah, it's just balanced one, just in the middle.
I feel like
I'm
it's
kind of
balanced in some
thinking
ways.
what's
People
the-
look at it the wrong way. Does that make
Yep.
sense? Yeah.
So then why do people buy into judgment so easily? Why who decides, what is good, what is bad?
Society.
The people itself.
Okay, students, sit down.
The people itself.
It feels like, I guess, like when we are like enjoying stuff that may seem weird to other people, it might, because they see it as something weird. So for them, it's wrong in a way. No, it's just different. So it's kind of, I'm not saying xenophobia, but it's kind of not xenophobia. It's too strong. It's like something that is alien to you. So you would be looking at it in a negative light just because you're not familiar with it. So like, for example, someone who enjoys probably just like eating a whole cake. Like, yeah, maybe some people will like, damn, what did you do? At like, are you not, do you not care for your health or something? But they enjoy it. Just because it's not familiar to other people doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, if they do it maybe once a month, it's okay. Like, it is kind of bad sometimes. I'm talking about health.
I like how you have a lot of confidence at the beginning of that sentence, and as you like progress to the end, you just lose it. Yeah, totally, it's totally bad. Maybe not that bad. Oh, actually, yeah, it's kind of bad.
That's what he's saying. 50-50.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
is it still rated or is it overrated, Danish?
I think it has to have a balance with like everything else, because it's not overrated, because like some people do need joy, to have motivation and stuff, but it's not underrated because, well, it's not just, I don't know, it's just not underrated. It's just like a good balance. If it tips to one side, then maybe it might not be good for you, but if it tips the other, then it will be too much. So I'm guessing the concept of joy itself is not either overrated or underrated, but how you go about it, how you experience it, or how you just enjoy it. No, just how you experience it lah. Just how you go about it. So it depends on the person actually, I guess. It's not the concept itself. Yeah.
What
Right.
they get out of it, lah.
Yeah.
Is that something?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think joy is overrated as a result, but underrated as a motivation. So if joy is the end of a means, like you just lie down and be happy, then you are not doing anything useful for it. So it's overrated. But if joy leads you to do something, motivates you to do something, to finish something, or to help others, then it becomes underrated. So what defines good and bad? If we are talking about movies, some movies are so bad, but we enjoy it and we get the pure joy. And the end result is we are happy. And that it ends there. However, for the movies that are inspiring, but you still get the joy out of it, but it inspires you to do something, then it becomes a good movie. So that's how I differentiate good and bad movies. And that's how guilty pleasure comes from the entertaining part.
It's like
Kai,
how
where do you get your
Talk
wisdom
about-
from?
Uh,
I want to
Are
hear
you
what
sure
you're
you're not from
eating.
another earth? The way you talk, just even got me like.
Makes us ponder.
What put you through this?
It's like, yeah.
Evaluating life. Like,
yeah.
hi. Interesting.
So I have another question then. Why do you guys buy into judgment so easily? Why? No,
No, I don't.
you don't.
I don't think I
Wow,
do.
Sufyan,
That's
so
quite presumptuous of
confident,
you to assume.
so
But no, sorry for
uninsecure.
interrupting. Yeah, continue.
Yeah. Sophia, why didn't you answer that?
What was the question?
Ha, kena.
Why do you buy into
Sorry, I
judgment
interrupted you,
so
so-
easily? Yeah, I know.
Well, first up, I genuinely don't really buy into judgment all that easily.
Why are you not wearing specs today?
Oh, because I want to show you guys that I did it. All right. You see, last week was a topic about failure. Well, guess what? I didn't fail. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yay!
Yeah. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you. Thank you for supporting. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't understand why people buy into judgment. Like, you're living your life. I don't see why you should care so much about what other people say the things you should do or whatnot,
Mhm.
You judge it yourself lah. That's what I feel. And for the most part, that's how I take my life. Do what you think is right. If it's wrong, then fix it.
Totally agree.
Why do you agree, Nicholas? You have
Because
a lot of thoughts.
who is to say that their judgment is the right one? You know, like just because this one dude says I'm fat, but this 9 other persons say I'm skinny. So what am I to believe in? So if one person says A, one person says B, then what happens to the C to the Z? All of it, do I have to listen to all of them to make sense? It doesn't have to be. It to me, if for me, since I make music and everything, I listen to critical feedback instead, like, of you talking rubbish. Like, I don't hear like, oh, you very bad, you suck. I don't really listen to those. I rather you tell me why I'm like that instead of telling me I'm bad. Tell me why. I'll listen to that. Like those things that can help me, even though it could be a good feedback or a bad feedback. I rather have that than you just trashing me with comments that doesn't make sense whatsoever. So it took a while to get to this point where even anyone who just like want to bad talk about me, I'm just like, oh, you're very great then too. Yeah, you do a lot with your life. Yeah, good for you. Like, you have so much time to come and talk bad about me. Good for you. All I can say is that lah.
Actually, I just want to add on to that. Yeah, I mean, especially if you work in the creative fields, you're gonna get like a lot of comments from a lot of different people, and that's not to say that you have to ignore what you feel is wrong or just take in things that boost your own ego. I feel everyone has an opinion and they are entitled to it, and you may not understand why or how they're coming from that position, but it's just with comments like that, you don't take it to heart lah. That's the best thing to do, is don't take it personally. It's just their opinion. Yeah.
Right. So, but then who decides, what is good or what is bad? Like, especially like in terms of guilty pleasure, I mean, that would be very generalizing anything, any critical comment that you get. Even as for me, when I take critical comments, I ask for notes as for my auditions. Most people do that. I like to take notes for auditions or castings that I go for, and what I can work on. Or, I mean, sometimes people get a bit iffy. They'll be like, oh my God, why is this person asking for notes? It's like, too much. This guy's too much. But some don't mind it. But who decides in terms of guilty pleasure, coming back to the topic, who decides, what is good, what is bad? How do you look at someone and say, that's a bad indulgence, baby, you gotta stop? Who does that? Who would you allow in your life to, say that?
Okay, yeah.
I think it depends on how it affects that person, how that affects like the specific individual. Say like I took the example earlier kan, macam if a person eats a whole cake, if that is their guilty pleasure, then like, okay, go ahead, eat it. But if you're doing it every week, so that might be dangerous for you because getting diabetes and stuff. So the effects, the
But it's
effects
like one
of
cake
the action.
a week, right?
What?
It'd be like one cake a week.
Yeah, that's still better. I don't know. Okay, maybe one a day. Let's just take the extreme.
You don't know.
One a
You
day.
don't know. Danish.
Okay.
Danish, are you trying to confess something? Is this what you've been trying to tell us?
Was it a chocolate cake, Danish?
Was it chocolate?
No.
No, it was dark chocolate, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
White velvet.
Okay,
why
what
you
was
saying
I
that?
saying?
Cake.
Sorry.
You're saying about
Okay,
cake.
now what was I talking about again? Oh
No,
yeah,
no,
the
he's
cake.
thinking of what
So
to
like,
eat right now.
say they eat.
My guilty
Can't
pleasure
even
has
think
come in.
straight.
I'm like just taking example because I do know people who do enjoy that, which is okay, it's no problem. But if they do it like once every 2 days or every 3 days, it can become quite dangerous, right? Because the effects of doing such a thing can lead to obviously diabetes and stuff. So the effects of their actions would determine whether it's good or bad. That's for me. Like if say someone on the internet, like there are people who like really enjoy living like terrible, like crappy comments under people's video for no reason, or just to hate on someone just because, and maybe they find it enjoyable. So that could be bad because it affects other people as well. So the effects of their actions do, like, say, put somebody into a state of sadness or depression. So the effects of that action would determine whether that action, the pleasure, the guilty pleasure, is good or bad. So that's for me. So if it affects nobody, then do it. Like, go ahead.
But as long as it's harmful, then it's bad.
Yes.
But at what
Like that.
point do you realize that it's harmful? Then wouldn't it be too late?
Yes,
How do you
it
save
will.
someone then?
It
Well,
will
it's
be
never too late,
late.
Mikhail. Don't think like that.
Oh my
Never too late.
god.
There's always
A
Listen.
solution.
Can
there's always
take those eye contacts out and go back to your spectacles. Farming
I'm
doesn't
being
work for you.
supportive. I'm being supportive.
So-
Look, there's if you think that there's a certain point, oh, it's too late, then it's like if someone is in that position and they've snowballed their life to the point where they feel like it's too much. Shouldn't we try to support them in making them think that, hey, maybe if I work on it day by day, I can still work my way up.
Motivation 101.
Yeah, see? I wasn't making like a throwaway joke or whatever. Oh, yo.
Those eye contacts are giving him better vision.
Yeah.
That must be it. It must be.
Hi, you were saying?
I was
Yeah, sorry.
saying, harmful. And then, what is harmful?
Come on, gather your wise words. You know you got it. Take some time.
Sophia,
Wait for the
wisdom.
philosophy to come out.
I stole his wisdom.
Okay, in that case, I'm not going to quote myself. I'm going to quote Yoda.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Judgment leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to guilt. And guilt leads to something that you think is bad.
Now, do
So what I
in the
mean-
Yoda voice.
Is it the N1 pleasure then?
Yoda voice. Judgment leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to... Okay, the point
Pretty
is...
good.
That was so cute.
The point is, if something is not harmful, but people make it out to be, there must be some judgment that people are holding out of anger or hate, and that gives that particular thing, like a movie, for example, gives that particular thing a label of bad, and you consuming it without confidence that it's good, you will feel guilty about it. And so anything that harms your schedule, harms your health, or those things are bad because, you are destroying yourself. But anything that are hard to judge whether or not it's good or bad, like movies, for example, my way of judging it is, like I said earlier, like if it gives you pleasure without anything more, then it's not good. Because people spend 2 years into making a movie, and all you do is just to let them have fun for 2 hours, then that doesn't make sense to me. So, yeah. I forgot what's the question, so I just speak my thoughts.
You were
Just
so
do your Yoda voice. Just do your fake Yoda voice again.
Forgot I am the true Yoda.
You can go away.
Good you are.
Nicole, Elisha.
Yeah,
I
we're
wanna
being
hear
nuts,
from
yeah,
you
let's
guys as well. I want to hear from Nicole and Elisha as well. Female energy, and who decides, what is good, and why do we buy into judgment so easily?
Elisha, you want to go first?
Please go on. You first.
Okay. Sorry, repeat the question. My brain is malfunctioning.
That's what I
Okay,
thought.
let's make it simpler. Why do we why are people judgy?
Oh wow, that you dumped it all the way down. Thank you so much. Why are people judgy? Because it makes them feel better about themselves, I guess. I feel like it's not. It's like if I judge somebody, not that I do. I judge all of you. If I judge somebody, it somehow makes me feel better. Like, oh, at least I'm not doing this. That kind of thing. And this, especially because I came from a all girls school, this happens a lot. It's like, oh my god, it's everywhere. It's every single thing you do, somebody will be judging you for it. And it's not entirely bad because it does push you to be better, like in a sense, if you want to improve yourself. So that's how the environment is lah. I'm not sure whether guys do this as well. Do they?
In a way, yeah.
Depends, I guess.
Because like
I mean,
sometimes when your
yeah.
parents like talk a lot of like they like start nagging at you and then be like, why can you be like this? Why can you be like this? Why can you be like this? But then I switch the question back around. At least I'm not like that. I'm not doing drugs. I'm not doing that. At least I'm not raping. I'm not killing. I'm not doing all those stuff. You should be happy I'm at home. So
Yeah,
That's
boys
true, that's
don't do
true.
that. Men
just
do
reverse
that.
the game.
That's the difference. Boys don't do that. Men do that.
Okay,
Elisha?
okay.
Come on, Elisha. Say it out.
Nico,
It's
done?
a safe
Nicole, you
space.
done?
He's done. He is
Do you
done.
not want me to be done?
No, I thought because all the boys were budging in. So I don't know. I guess first impression, it always happens when you just met a person. So you quick on judging people. No matter if it's a male or female counterparts, you startly like for example, if you go for a blind date, you don't even know this person and be like judging him from what he wears, from the shoes that he chose. Is he wearing a sandal? Is he wearing a slipper? Is he wearing like a work shoe? So girls judge on guys as well, especially on their first meetup. I think guys will be judging girls from the way how they look like from the top to bottom. And yeah, I guess being judgmental, it's always occur when you just met a person, not in between your own circle, because you already know the person in your own circle. So you hardly judge them because you already know what they like, what makes them happy, what makes it worthwhile for them to spend a certain money on. Because you might know, like for example, for me, I don't buy handbags which cost like $5,000 or 10,000, like some crazy girls out there. Like for me, I bought dresses because I know that I'm gonna wear a lot of dresses for different occasions. And handbags, why should I buy handbags? It's not like I'm adapting or whatever, not that I go for a special function or I'm not an
So what
Instagram.
if you were? What if you were? Would you then indulge into those?
Of course, because there will be photographers, there will be paparazzi, just like our very beloved ex-prime minister's wife, no names mentioned. Everybody knows her collection of handbags. No names mentioned.
I have a question.
Why
Though.
so judgy?
Yeah, because then again, goes back to my personal view because I haven't met her personally, so I don't know.
Like,
I'm just
okay,
judging her
I
from
have
what
a
I've
question
seen.
though. Like,
Go ahead, Danish.
at one point, does like analyzing and judging become like a blur?
Clouded.
Like, because I feel like, I mean, personally, I do analyze people, but it's not to judge. It's just to understand that person so that I know how to interact with them. So like if I meet someone new for the first time, like, oh, this is their interest. This is how they talk. This is how they carry themselves. So that gives me an idea how to to mix rather than to that kind of like just seeing this person some so for me I don't judge but I do analyze so that just to know how to interact. So
Danish,
what
that's because you're too nice.
then
Based on our analysis, you are too nice.
Yeah.
No judgments here.
And we were
To be a
settle-
man.
A little judgment from here.
I played myself. I'm joking.
I mean, I agree with you. I guess it's true. When if you judge someone, I do think judgment is good, but to judge someone to raise your standard, it's bad. But if you judge someone to know where you can fit in terms of socializing with that person, then I think, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Mm,
Harmony.
true. I always feel like judgment is not like permanent thing. Like just because you met this person at this state doesn't mean he'll be the same 10 hours later or any day after that. So I would say my judgment at least is very temporary. Like you can be like this today. I'll look at you. Okay, so you are like that right now. Maybe few days from now, a few weeks from now, a few months from now, a few years from now, you're gonna be a different person. I won't know till I actually see you on that day. So it's always temporary for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when they're already in your circle. So you stop judging your own people after that.
Yeah.
So let's stick to our circle then. What's the difference between pleasure and guilty pleasure? What's the difference between those two? How do you how do you say that this is pleasure and I enjoy it, but this one I have a little bit of judgment towards it.
You feel bad enjoying it?
Mm.
Is it guilty because it is self pleasure to just one person?
Meaning? How do
Everybody just goes silent.
This ain't a simple question, man.
I feel like it depends on you, but how you look about it. Say if someone again, I like eating chocolates, right? But I am trying to lose weight. But for someone who is already fit, he's enjoying chocolate, so that is a pleasure for him, for her. But for me, I know that would have negative impacts on my progress. So I feel guilty having to enjoy with it, whereas that other person might enjoy it just because he or she is okay with it. So I guess it depends on how you view it personally. So and how you feel when doing it. Yeah.
The rest of you?
I think it becomes more of like what benefits does it bring to do that particular activity? Like will you gain anything from it? And if not, then for me, what okay, anyway, for me, I feel like pleasure is when I do something and I also benefit from it, like a worthwhile benefit. And then guilty pleasure is when I do something and I feel like, oh shit, I'm just wasting time.
Good point.
Well, the rest of you guys, can you guys tell the difference? Or is it all guilty pleasures?
I think I already said mine is like just guilty pleasure is just you feel good but you feel like you shouldn't. That kind of
I
thing.
agree
So
with that. Yeah.
so it's like, let's say like, oh, I like eating sweets, pleasure, but I like eating a lot of sweets. I should not feel good about this. That kind of thing. So it's a kind of simple path for me. Not really hard to get blurred off for that one, but yeah, I mean there were times back then where I started doing certain things too much that you're clouded by what is actual pleasure and guilty pleasure. but then sometimes life take a turn, and then you just find yourself just sitting down, and you're just like, what am I doing? And like, what am I doing in my life? And then that's where you kind of start to change, depending whether you want to, because every decision is like a, what do you call that? The butterfly effect kind of thing, where you make one decision now, it will affect your future, that kind of thing. So to me, I feel like every little big decision that I make is gonna affect a lot of things. So I tend to not overthink, but do what I feel right at the time, instead of questioning whether it's right or wrong. Just feel instead. Yeah.
It's when you can't feel your fails.
Mm. Yeah.
Kai,
Kai.
Elisha.
Yeah, we're all looking at Kai because Kai looks like, I'm gathering all them wires. I'm channeling the whole universe.
Accumulating all the wisdom.
I try to connect to the force. Nobody is talking from the
May the
force.
force be with you.
And like in between Kai and Elisha, Sufyan looks lost.
Sufyan just agreeing with me.
I don't know, man. I mean, you feel bad, it's guilty law. You don't feel bad, it's good law.
Yes.
I don't know. That's how I look at things.
But
Some
why,
of us are just
why
very
would,
simple.
if you know it's bad, why would you still do it?
Because you feel good doing it, law.
That's why
But
it's
you
called
still
guilty
feel,
pleasure.
but you feel like 10% bad, so it's guilty pleasure, law.
So like eating snacks, you
Yeah.
know it's
You know
harmful
it's
to your body, but then just one time.
not
it's
harmful.
okay.
Maybe it's like maybe it doesn't suit your calorie goal or whatever. Then yeah, I mean you get the enjoyment of eating snacks because of this, the salt. It tastes good. So that's like 90% pleasure. But then it doesn't fit in with what you want with your goals. That's 10% guilty. So guilty pleasure now. Whether you continue to enjoy it or you don't, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Just don't over abuse it, lor. I think it's fine to indulge. Just don't abuse it.
Honestly, like everyone has their own concept of bad and good. So like that, I mean, there's one time I was like in Subang in the one alley, and then I was walking with my friend. He's a guy, all right? He's a guy. He's bigger than me, Indian dude. So we were just walking in the dark alley, that kind of thing, and then cockroaches just start appearing everywhere out of nowhere. Okay, so I have two types of friends. It's either the ones that, no, don't kill them, and then one was like, they, kill them. So I got two types, right?
Hey.
And then for me,
Target
I'm the type.
practice.
Yeah, and then for me, I'm the type to just always kill them. So I remember in that alley, I was like doing some Yip Man shit left and right, just hitting them, killing them everywhere. And then after that, once I'm done, I look behind, it's like one trail of dead cockroaches.
Oh.
And then my friend is just standing there waiting for it to be done. But then it's like, would you call that guilty pleasure? You wouldn't even I call it a pleasure to me because I like killing cockroaches. But then there are people who love cockroaches. They're like, no, don't you kill them. And then I'm just, I can't understand that. I can't relate to it. So
I understand what happens here. It's Nicholas has team 300 and he wants to be one of them. He wants to be Leonidas. And your friend has seen Wally and he wants to be
yes.
That's
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
This is
That's
war. It was a fun time though.
I'm scared.
Why are you scared? You haven't even seen it.
Okay, let's move on to another question. Let's see. What is our sense of self in terms of guilty pleasure? Like, you're a bird, you're flying off the cage, you're, going on your journey, and along your journey, you have independence, and from independence, you start procrastinating, and you don't realize boundaries, and you forget personal responsibilities.
Okay, if I was a bird, I
you
think
were
I
a
would think
bird.
about migration. I was a bird, or I still am a bird.
You can be a bird. You can be a bird. You can be flying, and
What if I don't want to be a bird?
I want to be a wolf.
No, we're all birds. We're all birds here.
Anything you
I
want,
want to be a wolf.
Fine, be a wolf.
But we forget our sense of like responsibility, is it? So like, as birds,
As
we
in
don't.
indulging. If you've always been, because you want to eat other things, but you're not supposed to eat other things. That doesn't sound right. But anyway.
So are we bird or are we not bird?
Why is asking the wise question?
Is the one takeaway we get from the question? Are we
We're
birds?
birds. We're birds who don't want to be birds. Is it wrong? Is that what you? Is that the question? Is it wrong to be
No.
birds? No.
What is our sense of self? What is our this is more like a personal question, I guess. What point do you set boundaries for yourself? How do you come back to not procrastinating? How do you come back into realizing that this is my independence and I know how to use it and not overindulge or not, I can see it in some of you guys. You guys have already said it. I know what you guys know the difference between pleasure and self-pleasure is, but just coming back into your psyche, sorry, I'm a theater student, so we have all these weird questions to answer, and I'm just unloading it to all of you guys.
So,
Go
somebody
ahead.
in the I'm sorry. There's nothing to do with your question, but like somebody in the comments said Kai is so cute, and I thought I just had to point that out.
Oh my God, Kai,
He's dropping his number at the end of the show.
Yeah, cute guy. Stealing girls' hearts.
Thank you.
had Facebook since 2009, and you can see all his cute pictures there.
Yes.
Oh,
Her name is
Okay.
Miss Dawn.
Okay.
oh dear. Okay. I
Okay,
guess
that
we
was
forgot
that
your
was
question again.
procrastination. That
Kai,
was
anything
a
to say?
slight delay.
Thanks.
Okay, I forgot the question again. Oh wait, so sense of self.
self.
Yes,
Why
sense
not
of self.
Kai,
Okay.
why don't you go first?
Yeah, cute one.
You just go first.
Thank you,
okay.
Kai.
Sense of self, I think one of the most important thing for each of us, I think, is always about self-control, right? Like how much do we set our boundaries and how far we can go before we have to come back again. And then we learn along the way. So we can't be sure that this is our boundary like immediately. So then we keep pushing it until something happens to us. Then we know, okay, so this is the boundary. So then it's all part of learning. I would say it's all part of growing to test that kind of boundary. So same thing in terms of guilty pleasure. You won't know what is harmful. You won't know which one is actually good for you until you test it out. So yeah, just keep learning and then you will have that self-control.
I used to have something like that. I used to say, I'll try everything once. And I guess a lot of people also say that same line, but some of them get into addiction. I won't say what I got addicted to or what other people got addicted to, but how do you guys know that after trying certain things out and trial and error that you guys say, actually, I probably shouldn't have tried that.
Going back to Sufyan, what he said, until the body says no.
Yeah.
Until the body can't take it anymore. Enough is enough. I know you only live once, but your body can't take it anymore, or it's just the age factor as well.
Mm-hmm.
I used to stay up so late till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, coming back from Zouk. And if you want me to do the same thing again, trust me, I think I'll be going or walking out from Zouk by 12 midnight or 1. Straight to bed.
That's when the party begins.
YOLO!
Nowadays we go
I've
Zouk
never
for
been
vaccine.
clubbing.
Oh, wow!
It's okay. I started out late too.
Wait, who hasn't
I'm
go
not
clubbing
going
here?
to start.
1, 2,
Two.
3.
The
You
one
guys know what
all
is
here on
Probably,
the
yeah.
top.
you know
No,
what is
the
The
top,
top layer.
the innocent line above, right? And then the experience line, and then
The
the
nerds.
retired one.
Oh,
so yeah.
Perfectly lined up.
This day I realized my body can't handle clubbing anymore.
You probably should have gone to Elysium.
But honestly
Elysium,
speaking of
you
clubbing,
party
I
till,
honestly
like,
prefer
you
house
know,
parties.
What?
Elysium, you
House party.
party like from midnight all the way till noon.
Oh shit!
Or it used to be
Wow.
morning till what? Dusk till dawn, they call it.
Yeah, you can actually see the sun rising.
Yeah,
It's
dusk till
not.
dawn.
It's not. It's not open anymore. But yeah.
Yep.
But actually, okay, I'll take that as an example for me. I used to go partying a lot, and at some points, I don't know when to leave the club. And you might think, oh, you can leave the club when everyone leaves the club, because then it won't be. Then everyone goes together. There's no, you're like, oh, you're leaving the party now. That's dropping the beat soon, and at Elysium, it's just an example. The party could go on to 12 noon. And I left at 9 a.m. And I've been partying the whole 9 hours. I mean, I was partying at another place, and then I came there for the after party, and I was there that whole time.
Yeah.
And, you just keep taking shots, you just keep dancing, and, you just, let the music flow with you, but you don't know when to stop. At some point, I understand, Sufyan, that, I'm tired, now I want to go. But I should have left much earlier. Instead of 9, I probably should have left at 6 or, earlier. But so, how do you guys, I mean, it's taken me some time to understand. I shouldn't overdo it. What about the rest of you guys?
Well, it's trial and error, like you said. From that, that you shouldn't be staying till 9. So next time, you just stay till 6. And if you feel like that's bad, you stay till 3.
Yeah.
Depends on your schedule as well, Nikhil. If you have nothing to do during the whole day, come on. Hangover recovery the whole day. It's fine. You don't have to go to work.
Yeah. I agree with that, because I used to be like that also. Like, I don't know what time to go back, but I would say my latest was always 6 a.m. But the time that I feel most comfortable leaving is 3 or 4 a.m. Any earlier than that, I feel like I'm wasting my time going out in the first place. But if it reaches 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., then I guess, all right, because that's about enough time I want to spend on money just on drinking. I think that amount of hours from 11 to 3 or 12 to 3, I think 3 hours of drinking was enough outside, because drinking outside is more expensive, which is why I prefer to drink at home then. So
Free
it really depends. So, but for me, it definitely be 3 or 4. But the way it just took me like, it took some, they call that, some knocking to the head to understand. Sometimes too much is too much. Yeah, because I got at one point I was in the club and I got drugged once before. Yeah, and then someone like spiked my drink, and then
You were too cute.
Exciting.
they spiked my drink, and then I woke up downstairs. Yeah, because the club was upstairs. Yeah, then I woke up downstairs, and then they took my phone, took my wallet stuff, but they left my IC and my driver license. Then the last time the story I told you about, that my picture is the most important thing there. Yeah, so
Oh no.
yeah, so that was that part
So
where
this
it
is part
happened.
2.
Yeah, this is part 2 of that story. So so that's where it happened. So it took that to make me notice, like, oh, okay, because I went alone on that night. I was depressed by myself, that kind of thing, feeling sad, feeling lonely, that kind of thing. But it took, like, at some point to know, like, it's not good to be alone all the time, for me. So I go home. I just accept the screw up, and then I just go home and move on. That's all. Yeah. So it took some knocking to the head to understand. Yeah.
That's cool. Kai, Danish, Nicole, any thoughts?
We
The
don't
one
have
that
a
Not
life
on party.
outside, so
Not party. but
Not partying.
not
maybe
party.
from playing Monopoly at home, but you can tell it.
Yes, how's Monopoly? How's the board games?
Scribble.
It's too many
Man.
emotions, man. Let's not talk about
Okay.
Monopoly.
Honestly,
Snake and ladders.
I'm the type of person who do not like board games because literally it says board games. Okay, it's boring to me.
You're playing the wrong games, man. You're playing the wrong
Playing
games.
the wrong game.
Play chess. Chess.
Only Uno and Monopoly. These two I can handle. The rest I can't.
Dude, there's a whole world of like board games out there. You just need like a good group and all the time in like one whole day, and you just play. It's really fun. It gets really fun once you find a good group.
All right, that is one. Cards
Okay,
Against
you can
Humanity. Is that
organize
considered?
it for us later.
Cards Against Humanity. Yeah, that's my one. Yeah, that's considered board game, is it?
Isn't
Sure.
that a card game?
Tabletop.
It's a card game. It's a game.
Yeah. Okay.
My friend got me into Warhammer, like the tabletop.
Oh,
It's
so you paint the figures and everything.
No, I don't. Because every single time that I play it, it feels like I just started. Because it's too complicated and there's a whole handbook of things to memorize. So I just be there to enjoy it. I guess. I don't know
So
what I
it's a
did.
pleasure.
So Kai, would you say that you're good with board games?
Not really. Chess though, maybe.
Chess is
Yeah, chess is fun.
The
I
wise
went
man's
into a
game.
competition. I mean,
Yes, it's fun.
you can fold it half to play. Wait, no, that one is Chinese chess. It will be a different rules just for fun kind of Chinese chess where you fold the chessboard half, and then you put it upside down where you hide the pieces, and then the big ones will eat the small one. So you take turns to unfold it to see which color is yours, and then
Interesting.
Is
I'm so
Chinese
confused.
Hey,
I'm confused. It's interesting.
I think it'll work out better in execution. Yeah,
yeah, I think
I get it.
Game now. Is it very similar to checkers? Like the big one eats the small one.
not really. It's just that
Chinese chess.
the thing about it is,
Mahjong.
it's like Minesweeper, but you can move the pieces.
Okay.
So you open it up. Wait, is it Minesweeper? Okay, let's say it's two pieces side by side, and then you uncover this one is your piece, and then your opponent uncover the one beside yours, but it's smaller number. So then now you can move your bigger number and eat the smaller number. So the fun lies from the unknown of the chess piece.
Mystery.
Oh, okay.
Which one you will uncover? Yeah.
Sounds like Othello. Is it like black and white one where you just flipping colors around?
No, not that one. It's Chinese chess, but then you play
See,
only
It's
with
its own
the
thing.
half
It's its
board.
own thing. Its own thing.
When
That's
Nicholas
the Chinese family
organized
that I grew up with.
when Nicholas organized the board game, then we can play that also.
It's okay. I'm a
Okay.
mahjong boy. I play mahjong.
Oh, fun.
Oh, now we know how happening is your house gonna be on Chinese New Year.
No, I don't play mahjong in my house. People invite me, then I'll be like, I have no money, so I'm not playing.
So is that part of your guilty pleasure?
Like what?
Guilty pleasure. If you earn money from it.
I would consider myself, touch wood, good at gambling, but I tend not to because I know how out of control people can get. So I tend not to overdo it. I can have fun with it, but I remember it got to a point where it got so crazy that everyone was just out of their minds. Have you guys heard of the game called In Between?
No.
Basically you have like two cards, all right, closed, and then you have to guess the number in between. So
Okay.
if your number is in between here, like 1 to 10, if you guess inside, you get the pot of money. All right. So everyone will chuck in money, how much they want, as round goes by, and then if you're outside, you have to give the money, the amount of money you wanted from that pot. Let's say the the pot inside there has 50 ringgit, you won 20. So if you 1 to 10, if you got the jack, queen, or king, you have to take out 20 and put back in the pot. If you land on the number like 1 to 10, if you land on 1, you have to double it.
Oh my god.
And then if you're inside, only you get to win the money. So it's got so hectic. I remember one point it got to like $500, and then I'm just like, nah. And then my card came out 1 to Q, and then I'm like, that's a big chance of winning. But if I screw up now, all is over. I have to check out another $500, not 1K, just to cover what I wanted. So just that one card only. So luckily, I bet $100 and I didn't get it at all. So I have to take out $100 at least. So I've thought to myself, if I put 500 just now, if I said I wanted 500, my bank account would just broke, and I was a kid, at the time.
Since our judgments of walls are down, I have a question. How do you guys navigate through people's opinion? And don't confuse it with criticism. Opinions instead.
I guess
our last question before we round up.
Okay, I guess it's the way I guess I'll just look at it as this is how you see me. Like I don't feel like there's have to be so special meaning to it. Just okay, this is how you see me for now, or as long as you want. Okay, then that's how you see me then. There's nothing much I can do to change your mind if that's how you're gonna see me. That's how I see it.
Same, like when I was younger, like teenager, I used to tell people that I like Chelsea because just to get be connected in a way through football team.
Football
The
team.
Chelsea Football Club. Yeah.
See the amount of footballers she offended in one word.
Chelsea.
That's the thing. Like when I was younger, I used to tell people that I support Chelsea just because I did not want to get judged for them for not liking football, right? Just to have something because I like
I used to do
comics.
the same thing.
Just to avoid the judgment, right? So yeah, but I guess over time, but I really liked fiction, like comics or books and stuff. So they do know that part of me, but they also thought that I'm like a football fan or something. But like over time, I thought like, why am I doing this to myself? It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassing myself, like trying to appease to people. Like might as well just be myself, and then if they accept me, then they accept me. If they don't, then it's fine. I don't need people because sometimes people like they think a bit too highly of themselves. Like really, I don't need you. Like I'm just trying to live my life. You don't like me, then I don't care. So yeah, so that's how I got out of it.
I used to do the same with so in my family there are like groups of people who like Arsenal, there are groups who like Liverpool, and there are groups who like Manchester United. And I just was not on the football train. And I just didn't like the colors of the jerseys. So I just said, I like blue, I like Chelsea. And then you look at me like, what? How can you like Chelsea? And then I used to be smart, if you look at the newspaper, the first page, and you don't have to even go further, you just have to see, okay, this person has won so many footballs. Drogba, the guy's, he's the guy in Chelsea. Oh, so that's your player. So yeah, I used to be smart about it, but yeah, after a while I'm like, I don't like football, I never liked football. Yeah.
Just like the color blue, same.
It was
I like playing it, but I do not like watching it.
Yeah,
Same.
totally agree. Yeah.
Well, okay. What about the rest of you guys? How do you guys, go through an opinion?
I used to care about opinion a lot. Like,
so you don't do it anymore?
Not anymore, because always, like earlier I said about growth and all that. So it's a lot of building up your own confidence that you are right. Then all the opinions is all for you to judge. So like the first because I'm not into football also, but the first football team that I heard of was Manchester United. So that's like the first and last time I cared about being judged. So whenever there's another group of friends ask me what team I support, because that's the only team I know, so I just say, oh, MU, just to like fit in, long time ago. So yeah, but now I would be confidently say, oh, I'm not into football. But you can tell me about it. I'm just not interested in it. So it's all about self-confidence. And then once they have an opinion on you, then you can judge whether or not this opinion is constructive. Does it mean anything? Is it on me or is it on you? That kind of things. So have the opinion on other people's opinion.
Words of wisdom from cute Kai.
Wisdom.
Kai and Wise, Quise. Let's call him Quise from now on. Mr. Quise.
Aisha?
Same
Sophia?
goes to Kai as well. Opinion from others, especially when you work in a company from different nationalities who's judging you just because you're Asian and you're boring and said, no way Asians are boring. I'll show you guys how we party. So yeah, because imagine 5-6 days trip, and then if all of them ganging up on you on the second day just because you don't come out with them, you're gonna be judged, and they'll give you these opinions and Asians are all boring. Just sitting in the room, order takeaway, in-room dining. So yeah, it's all to avoid all this opinionated person or people around you. So I used to be like that as well, as what Kai said. But now I'm free. I'm no longer flying with all these people around me. So nobody can judge me anymore.
The bird is free.
Yes. Not being caged.
Not being caged. Sufyan, why does the caged bird sing?
What? Why does the caged bird sing?
It's a poem by Maya Angelou.
Oh,
I like
sorry.
you better with specs.
Okay, anyways. Okay, here is an example of how you shouldn't let other people's opinion get to you. You know what? Sure, you like me better with specs? That's cool, bro. Thanks for telling me that.
Going back to the
bro.
Okay.
Nicole?
I say I don't care, but actually I care.
Okay.
Like that lah.
I guess
Okay.
it's pure pleasure, Nikhil. It's definitely pure pleasure.
Yeah,
All right.
Hmm.
Interesting.
that's good. Okay, so my last question, the encore question is, do you guys feel guilty of your guilty pleasures?
What do you mean? Yes.
As of right now, no.
Okay,
Kinda,
so
yeah.
Nicholas says no. I mean, see, because guilty pleasures is what the question would be, you feel guilty about your guilty pleasures because people's opinions on you, people's judgment on you guys. So, but if you guys do not think of such things, and you think that, you know what, bro, your opinion don't matter. So I'm gonna keep wearing this contact lens. So I'm gonna enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This look pays the bill.
Sufyan, I didn't
You don't pay
understand,
any
Sufyan.
bill.
Why
I
were
pay
you confused when I asked you? Do you feel guilty about your guilty pleasure?
Quick yes or no.
Yes.
Maybe. What? Sure.
I suddenly imagine Sufyan with the one glass specs, like one contact lens, another with the other monocle. Detective.
Lord.
Cute,
There,
Nicholas.
you like me better?
So you can please the crowd, like half please the specs.
Okay,
half
so
please.
is it like a yes or no? Okay, let's go around.
No.
No.
No. Janice?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
At this point, not really. No.
Okay, Nicole.
Yes. Because I judge myself.
Okay.
We'll help you. Nicholas? Nicholas said no.
No.
Elisha? Sufyan?
No.
Look at his
That
stress.
face. That
He's
face.
Are you pressuring Sufyan?
Is that the correct answer? Is that the correct answer? Did I do it?
All right.
Cool. So I guess that concludes today's topic with Chit Chat with Redboy, Guilty Pleasures. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next week with Nicole and the rest of us.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.